Is it?
Let me get started. Oh boy, we got us some fire today. We got some fire today. I apologize for those individuals because we'll get to your announcements later on. But I have. Ooh, let me turn you on. Yeah, I got some hyper.
I'm so. Hey, you my dog, Hughes, man. I love it, man. Look, I gotta make sure I'm sharing this so everybody tune in, man.
Because I didn't know as a teacher,
Mm,
I knew only the the top part, but I didn't know the depth of some of my students, especially when it came to the legacy of their family.
mm-hmm.
And people
Yeah.
don't seem to understand you have deep roots. Your
Mm.
family has deep roots in Birmingham.
Facts. Yep. Yep.
Deep roots, solid roots.
Originally, through the blood, you know. My family is originally from Birmingham, but relocated, you know, from well, my mom is from Mississippi. My dad's from Birmingham,
Okay.
but like my dad's family is from here. You know, my mom's family is from Jackson, Mississippi, Hines County, and we originally when my mom and dad met in Chicago a long time ago, man, and they relocated here. So that's how we ended up back here in
Oh,
Birmingham.
I got hyper again.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself,
All
please.
right. Hey, yeah. Hey, so I'm Naimah, Alicia Elmore, co-owner of Alicia's Coffee. I used to manage artists, owner of Team Elmore Management back in the day. I used to be a rapper. A lot of you all might remember me as the Joker, cause that's who I used to go by. But I'm just a humble servant. That's who I am.
And that's your family.
Yeah.
That's the foundation of your family.
Yep. Yep.
And then I go back and I reminisce of things that I said. You come from a very spiritual family.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, deep.
Yeah. Deep. Deep. Yeah.
Deep.
Deep. Yeah.
And see, we were talking about your dad was the first bishop.
He was the first African American bishop in the Mormon Church. I think it was like the early 90s, I want to say, because I was still in middle school, so it was around 96, 97. And my mom is a Muslim. Well, she was a Muslim. You know, she still has the roots. You know, she still studies some of the practices, but
And see, that's one thing as Americans we don't seem to understand. If you're a Jew
mhm.
and if you're a Muslim, that's your life.
Yeah,
That's your embodiment.
exactly.
It's not a religion.
Exactly.
It's
That's
a life.
exactly
Is a proper word a culture?
it. Yeah, you can say that.
It's a
Yeah.
culture because everything is the embodiment
Exactly.
of their faith, and it's just like well, we're just going on Sunday. You live this 365 days, 24/7,
Mhm.
and people don't seem to understand. This is not like being a Baptist.
Yeah.
This is not like being Episcopal.
Exactly.
This is your culture.
Exactly.
And
And
people
see,
don't.
I don't really. And then with me, you know how people say they Christians or this and that. Me, I just label myself as a servant because, man, I, I'm all that. You know, in one. So I'm just not one person. I'm just a servant, man. I don't even know how to word it in the other way.
And it shows with everything that you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So would you give 100% plus of your family background
Mhm.
to what you are now?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. Because like my auntie Jackie, she passed about 11 years ago, but she she was like the backbone to who I am and who I am today, as well as my parents. My mom is a teacher. My dad, like I said, my dad worked in maintenance. And I don't know if anybody ever heard of the company BENK International Park is located on Acton Road, but just to have them, and I always tell people, man, my mom was a teacher, my dad is a preacher, and then you have me who is the humble servant. But yeah, because my mom in Chicago marched with Malcolm X, and my dad side of the family here marched with Martin Luther King Jr. My auntie Jackie was actually in the 16th Street Baptist Church when it was bombed. She was upstairs, you know. Denise was one of her friends coming up and stuff like that. So my family is originally from the north side. I don't know if a lot of people know, but back in the 80s, early 70s, where the McDonald's sits right now on Finley Boulevard, it used to be homes. And I
Right.
was actually born in a home there. You know what I'm saying?
And you
It's
said your
crazy.
dad delivered
My
you.
dad delivered me. My mom went to UAB. They told her, "Hey, it's not time." She went back home. A couple of minutes later, I came. I started coming out. My dad and my godmother delivered me, and as soon as I came out, my dad dropped me on my head. That's why they say. That's why they say I'm the special child. Yeah, man. But man, I'm just just honored to do the work that I'm doing.
Right.
My aunt, she helped found the Alethea House. A lot of people might not be
Right.
familiar with them, but they help people with drug abuse, alcohol abuse, women in need, men in need. She was also a part of Camp Birmingham. Back in the day, they don't even have Camp
Right.
Birmingham anymore, but she was majority of the person that ran it. So you got me who in the middle, like I have my family has an education background because they're teachers and professional in education, and mostly my dad mainly work with his hands and stuff, but me, I help the homeless. I help anybody that
Right.
needs some help, man. So with me right now it's coffee.
Right.
Coffee is connection,
Right.
and it's connected everything that I've done in the past and preparing me for what I'm about to do in the future.
And it's not Alicia, it's Alicia.
Yeah, Alicia.
Alicia.
Yeah.
So
A lot of people, they say Alicia Coffee or Alicia's Coffee, but it's pronounced.
Alicia.
Yes.
Because see, when I first met Ralph, I was pronouncing his name as Mobley.
Yeah.
Mobley.
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 Yeah.
But it's not, it's Mobley.
Mobley. Yeah.
And people say, well, it matters a lot
Yeah.
because that's your symbol.
Mhm.
That's your baby.
Yeah.
So it's Alicia.
Alicia.
So we don't say Alicia. No. Alicia.
Alicia. Yeah. That's me right here, man. Alicia. Yeah.
So how did you get started with that?
So during the pandemic, companies was laying the best workers off, and they laid the best work off in the hotel, and the entertainment industry wasn't moving, so venues wasn't having artists perform, or was anything really moving. And I'm sitting on the phone talking to Rock, and I'm like, bro, me, man, I can't work for these corporations, I can't work for these companies. Like, I didn't even see myself really going back into the field to work for anybody. It's just the way they're managed, the way they handle. I'm all about service. A lot of jobs and companies lack that. So I'm sitting there drinking coffee, and literally drinking coffee. I looked down and said, bro, I'm about to take this money and invest in some coffee. And I know he thought I was crazy, but that's one thing about my dog Rock. I'm gonna tell you, he gonna stand behind me. I can tell him, man, hey, I want to go see a sand at the beach. You feel me? He gonna be like, let's go find some sand to sell to the beach. But that's my dog, and so man, I took my unemployment money, became a private labeling company. I didn't have a business plan. I didn't have a logo. I didn't have an idea what the heck I was doing. But the more I got involved with it, I saw that the greatness that that the coffee is a health benefit, as well as produce many jobs. It's the number 2 most drink beverage in America. Well, actually, the United States. But that's how I got involved, man, and I've been going ever since. Like, I can't stop it. Like, the love for coffee is like the love I have for my family, for the people, because it just brings, man, a connection wherever we go. It's crazy.
Because you actually have a certificate or degree.
Yeah, I'm a barista.
A barista.
I'm a barista, and the difference is I'm a dancer barista. When I'm there making your frappuccinos, a lot of people tell you they'll record and say, "Can I record or take a picture?" But I'm a dancing barista, man. I'm happy with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like the I wish I would have bought it, but the coffee bean, man. When you look at it, it's just like a mustard seed. And a lot of people don't know where the coffee bean come from, but it comes from a cherry. A lot of people eat cherries every day. A lot of people use these cherries, but it's after so long when the cherry is dried out, as you peel it back, you got this coffee bean, but you just can't go grinding and what I'm saying. Once it pop out that cherry, you can't just go grinding and brew it. It has to go through a process. Just like the mustard seed, you go through the ground, it has to go through a transformation process. Same thing with the coffee. You got to go through the washing, the roasting, and then after that is the packaging. So man, I love it.
It's a science.
It is. I got funnels, scales, everything at the house, man. They be cracking on me. They say, man, you gonna make me your taste tester? Like, come on, man. I need these ideas and stuff because honestly, and the truth, I don't like iced coffee. I don't like cold coffee,
No.
but I had to drink it and try it,
Right.
and it is delicious. But I'm a hot coffee person. I'm an espresso, latte. I like my coffee hot. You know what I'm saying? It could be like how hot it is outside. Hey, I still drink my coffee hot.
That's it.
Yep.
You come up with your own coffee, haven't you?
Yep. We actually like the names are the same, but the blending process is different. So we pick these different beans and blending them together to get our own. So we actually got like a chart. So if we decided to go with another company to be our distributor, we just take them our chart and show them like the recipe, and they can get the same beans, match them, and put them together. But the company we work with, shout out to them. Hey, we ain't going nowhere no time soon.
So you have a recipe.
Yep. That's why I tell everybody, man, that's the difference in our coffee and everybody else's coffee. It doesn't leave that bitter aftertaste. It doesn't make you crash, and you don't need much sugar and cream. We have real coffee drinkers that drink it black, come in and say, hey, can I try it? And that was our thing when we got started. It was try it before you buy it. I believe in it so much. I'm telling you, it's going to change you. So try it, man. We was giving out coffee for a whole year. Bags, cups, anything to let these people know that, man, coffee is connection. They'll tell you, I'm set up, man. Hey, and we just changing the mindset, changing the game through coffee. People don't even know the conversations we have and then what you do and how you inspire people through coffee.
So how do you interact, or how do you connect with what you have with your coffee, to what your family taught you?
Just helping people. Always being a servant, being a leader from the back, putting others first, and that's what I do. Like I come up with the ideas, but I get other people involved. Friends and family. With coffee, I want to provide jobs. I want to own a warehouse to roast these beans myself. I want to own land out the country to grow my own beans. So it's the opportunity to provide jobs for people that have hard times getting them. People, you have people. I'm a one chance, two chance, three chance type of person, man. I give people like multiple chances, and I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes people, man, it takes them a couple of times to understand things. So, man, people, don't want to hire people with disabilities or homeless because of the risks and liabilities. Am I willing to take that liability? Yeah.
Because
so
you don't know what
you just never know, and that's my goal. That's my journey. So, you people like I work a full-time job, but I do this coffee full-time and I do other things, and it's crazy how that God will place people in your life to help you and guide you. And that's what this journey has been about, because when we told people, that's what I'm telling you, humans, when we told people that we were gonna start a coffee business, they thought we was crazy. They didn't believe it, and over time, people who we didn't expect donate money, donate cups, the products we use, access what we need, come up, share it. So, man, that's a connection, It's helping people. It motivates people to want to go.
But it's also, we have to understand there's a time for everything.
Yep.
And just like with this, because this is what, about our seventh time.
Yeah. And what I told you, I say it's God's time and perfect time. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen. This is the perfect time because we got a lot to talk about. We build up things from the World Games. Like who you see things, just say for instance, in our state, and we know we still divided. Some places still segregated. And you look and when people see you finna go serve coffee in Coleman.
Yeah, I got scared when you said that.
We told a lot of people like, hey, we're going to Coleman. What y'all going to Coleman for? To serve coffee. And it was crazy because we were on Good Day, Alabama, and these two guys pulled up, and this guy hopped out, man. I posted a picture on our Instagram page. He was a disabled vet, and he said, man, I saw y'all on the news, and I just wanted to come out and support. You in Coleman. I'm in Birmingham. You get what I'm saying? The
Right.
connection we made. Another guy pulled up. Hey, I just really pulled up to buy a bag of coffee. And we like it's crazy because we had a hard time selling bags of coffee when we started, man. And now it's just like
People coming up to you.
coming up to us, emailing us on the website. We ship a lot of coffee out daily. I be wanting to always post and let people know, but sometimes, man, people don't understand your journey.
Correct.
So you just have to, man, just still do the work how you been doing the work.
Right.
Yep.
And I think that's one thing that y'all taught me is doing. You don't say too much.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know your journey.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to. And we have to keep in mind, everyone's not supposed to be part of our journey.
Exactly.
And we want to bring everybody aboard,
Mm-hmm.
but some people are not on the same page.
Exactly.
And it's that we love you from afar,
Mm-hmm.
but we're at a point now to where if you cannot enhance,
Exactly.
if you cannot give, well, right now I don't have time for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean I don't disrespect it.
Exactly.
It just means that I have
It's not
this
the
journey,
Yep.
and it's not your time yet. Now,
Yep.
if it's the time, it's time with time.
Mm-hmm.
So did you learn that from your family too?
That and it's crazy. Like I was saying, I'm always helping. So, throughout my life, I always been a helper. So I always help people on their journey. I always knew I wanted to do something, but I never knew my own journey. So now I am walking and doing my own journey, and it's crazy because I would think like my family, especially my family right now, man, it's crazy. They are my number one supporters. From my brother, you taught him as well, Sterling, little Sterling.
Yeah.
It's crazy because just to see the excitement come from them, man, and I'm glad they on this journey because this is a prayer that I prayed. To support. Like they always support it, but actually be there, willing to come out, willing to do things and hands on and tell somebody else about it. So man, this it's crazy right now. Like I'm still some days I wake up and I be like, Lord, what's going on? Cause I feel a little nervous, but I know this is what's supposed to happen. But yeah.
You brought out a point that with you being a leader, you don't have to always be there out there in the front. You don't have to be the drum major.
Exactly.
You have to surround yourself with individuals who are on the same journey, on the same page, doing the same homework.
Exactly.
You know the assignment. This is the assignment. You do it. So, and that's, I guess, one part of being successful. You know who to put in front.
Exactly.
Because they know the assignment, and you know you can trust them to do the assignment. Whereas you have other individuals who are leaders, and they have to micro manage.
Exactly.
So really, you're not really a leader because you don't trust individuals around you.
Exactly. And you have to trust your team if you say you're on a team.
Correct.
And I had a hard time doing it. Honestly, like at the beginning, I'm like, I used because I'm like, oh my God, because I'm so used to having things in order and doing it myself that it was hard for me to let go and let other people do things for us and for me, And so now I'm at that point that, statistics when black men pants sagging down, they gotta sell drugs or do sports. So that's why I'm always pushing Rock to the front to show them different. Clean cut, pants up, button down suit. Still, rap or knock you out if he have to, but change the game of how you look at black males. Our other guy, Maul, I was about to call him by his real name, but I don't want him to beat me up. Maul, dreads, big, swole, but when he come to the table, hey, welcome to Alicia's coffee shop. You feel me? So you got to change people's mindset. Right. I should have went to school to be a psychologist because I study people. I study everything. Like I'm a Virgo, so I got to get deep into it, man. But you just know people, and to change people's mindset, man. That's what it's about. You have to change the mindset. And me, I don't get me wrong. I'm about what's right and wrong, but I'm not an activist that's in the streets heavy. That because that's not my calling.
Right.
I know my end and I know what I'm supposed to do. So on this end, let me study what's going on in my community. I'm from Wildland. I want Wildland to shine. We got people out there like Maurice that own Coastal Barbershop and the Wing Shop.
Right,
It's crazy because I'm from Wildland, right?
Right.
My mama is a teacher right now at Wildland. She came back to Wildland to teach. So it's growth there. People don't, understand that, but it's about changing people's mindset, changing the things around you. And how can I do that? By putting myself in a position to think of what's going on and see who can do this. Everybody has a role to play, and you gotta let them play their role. But you gotta tell them their position, and this is your position. So you gotta study your position as well.
Right.
I'm gonna study and help you, but that's the type of person I am, man.
So you create the boundaries.
I do. I'm the foundation. If you knock
There you
everybody, you can knock the whole team down. They know at the end when everybody's tumbling like dominoes, I'm a stand. You can't knock me down,
There you go.
regardless. You know what I'm saying? I've been through the storm. My heart been broken. My feelings been hurt. I cried many nights. I still cry at nights. You know what I'm saying? But I'm the foundation, regardless of what's going on, man. You can't knock. I'm silent. I'm too silent, and I don't have to say it. You just know it because I've never stopped grinding. I've been grinding all my life, but now I know what I'm supposed to do. And they serve this coffee.
And see, that's part of serving.
Exactly.
Because see, when you're used to being the servant,
when
you're used to doing for others, it's really hard.
It is.
All of a sudden to back up and understand that, well, it's time for me. It's time for people to serve me.
Exactly.
But I don't expect it. I don't require it. You have to want it.
You have to.
Because some people, well, what is it? I remember going to my first foot washing. I had a hard time with individuals washing my feet.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't
used to it. Exactly. It's different.
And I felt really uncomfortable. But an older elder told me, it's your time. She said, just
exactly.
relax. She
Yeah.
said, what's the word that you young folks use? Just chill.
Just chill.
That's
Yeah.
what she
Yeah.
used the word chill.
Yeah.
Now I can wash your feet. I don't like nobody washing
That's
my
my,
feet.
yeah.
But she was telling me that you just have to chill.
Yep.
You just have to have the spirit. And she said, now understand, I know that you're not a Pentecostal. And there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I said, yes, ma'am. She said, but comes a time to where no matter what denomination, it's time for you to be served.
Exactly. Yep.
Because that's the sharing of the Holy Spirit. And I was like, wow. She said, so just chill.
Yeah.
I said, yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
You got to.
So I got a better understanding. But when you're always the one
serving, yeah, it's hard.
It's really hard. But then once you get the concept of understanding of what it's like to be served,
yeah,
you can serve individuals better because you know both positions and you know both.
Exactly.
So with your dad starting out as a Mormon and with your mom being a Muslim, you pretty much got a well-rounded understanding about the spiritual nature.
Exactly. As a whole.
As a whole.
And that's so true, especially with my mom. You know what I'm saying? Especially, learning and understanding that the universe provides as well as God.
Right.
And people don't understand that when you say stuff like the universe provides, what you saying about that, like that, but the universe do provide.
Correct.
God provides the universe, and people just don't understand the unity of the two. And man, I sage, people think that's a bad thing, but it's not, man. It's actually a cleanser.
Right.
And me, I have asthma, and it really helps. It cleanses out what's going on, and it's not people say the demons. No, it just cleanses the atmosphere that you in. And people know me. I don't be around. If it breaks my peace, and I tell people that, like, listen here, I left a job because I said, hey, this disrupting my peace. I'm not used to this, like this energy. This place is incorrect. I got to go, and right. it does because it knocks you off balance. It messes up your concentration and your focus on what you're supposed to be doing and stuff like that. So man, all the way around, like my name is Naimah, and it actually means, and you all can Google it because I'm not lying. It means a blessing in paradise, and that's what I am, man. I'm a blessing.
And you've always been like that.
Always, man. And it's people don't know the talents and the things that you can do until you actually do them or speak. Um, they don't understand because I'm where I work now. I work at a hotel. Like I always working in the service industry or the food industry because, like I said, I love people. I love to talk. And so, where I'm at now, man, when the guests saw me on Good Day Alabama, they came up. They was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you doing all this stuff." And they started following me and stuff, and even man buying coffee from me at work and stuff. And sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, the job be hanging because your business start moving and want to do something to you. So man, I try to do it on my time and not their time. So when they come approach me about it and stuff like that, I give them a card and just tell them I talk. We'll talk about it
Right.
later on this month because I don't want to, what I'm saying,
Correct.
interfere or make anybody else feel anything. But man, they couldn't believe it. That we own this coffee, man, and got all this stuff going on.
I guess you have to go through something dramatic
Mm-hmm.
to really understand how nature and how the spiritual being they interact with one another.
Mm-hmm. Like man, for real, like humans, man. I don't supposed to really be here. Like when it was, I want to say it was like maybe 2006, 2007. I had a bad asthma attack, like real bad to the point that they didn't think I was gonna make it. And at that time, like I'm laying in the hospital and I'm just talking to God to myself and just saying, man, like if I'm supposed to be here, like I felt like I still had work to do, I put it in your hands, so I survived that, came back stronger, and just did what I supposed to do. And I don't know if you remember a couple years ago when a tornado hit on 280.
Right.
I was literally on the highway in front of the tornado, man. Everybody
No.
calling. Yeah, it literally passed over my house like across the street. Here go my mind just went blank on the area. But I say by Lee Branch, and it hit right over in that area and stuff. But I was actually on 280 in in the car, rock, everybody calling, "Hey, pull over," and stuff like that. And my whole mindset there tell you, I was like, man, if it's my time, it's my time. Like I can't worry. Like I know it might sound bad, but I try not to worry. I try not to bring that onto my body and bring that into my mindset, man. I put it in God's hand. I do what I supposed to do and meet him halfway, because that's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
If you meet him halfway, you can't worry because you messing up the journey and the path that's supposed to be happiness. That's just me, man.
Because I've come to the place down to where if I pray
Mm-hmm.
and I've asked him that, you know what I want, bless me abundantly,
Amen.
increase my territory,
Thanks.
soften my tongue because you don't go to tongue.
Hey.
Soften my tongue.
You innocent, man. I don't know what these people be talking about on this social media. You innocent, Oz. You innocent, man. Don't let them mess you up. You innocent, man.
But once you've given it to him,
Mm-hmm.
you leave it alone.
Facts.
Now he's already taken. It's done,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not done on our time.
Yeah.
It's his time.
It's his
But
time.
leave it alone.
Yeah.
Don't speak. And so when you say
Don't.
that you have to go 50-50,
Mm-hmm.
you've given it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to trust and believe and go on with your journey.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
leave it alone.
Yep.
It's going to be done.
It's gonna be
You
done,
already
man.
given it to him.
Facts.
And so when you say about the negativity, that's just trying to weaken you. And
Mhm.
I ain't got time for negativity.
I don't.
Now listen, I already given it. So you
Mhm.
leave me alone. You take your ass to someplace else because I
I ain't got it. It's like my ears got automatic shut off when as soon as you say something negative, I go like,
That's it.
I'm asleep. I don't even want to hear it.
That's
I
it.
don't want to hear it.
Tell us about Rock.
Yeah, Rock, man, that's my dog, man. A lot of people think, man, me and Rock been knowing each other since we was little, man. Me and Rock met when I started managing, and that was in 2015, man. So we've been friends since 2015, but it seems like, man, we've been brothers and sisters all of our life. Like my mom, that's her son, his mom and aunt. Hey, I'm their child. So he's a videographer. He's a servant as well. We call him preacher, man. He's a preacher on the team. When it's events, when whatever we got going on, Zoom call, he says the prayer, the closing, and the ending. So he's definitely a gift to me, my family, whatever we got going on. That's why I say him and Drake, them my people. Like, man, they don't understand. I get, man, them guys been riding with me since Drake been riding with me since I used to rap. But both of them from management. When I told I was going to management, I know, that was whatever we need to do. So he Rock, man, doing the promo videos, Drake recording artists for me, man. At times we didn't have the money, at times payment plan, whatever, man. They looked out. Them been my guys, man, since and as well as Sly, man. He used to produce my music. Him and Snipe, coming up. So, man, and you see we still connected to the day, man.
Yeah.
Same, man, with Ralph, man. That guy, man, I love him. Like he my brother, but all them guys, man, they 100. Especially my dog Rock. That's my brother.
You see, it tickles me because you never know
Mm-hmm.
where God is going to put you.
Exactly.
You never know. Now, sometimes I get angry with him. I said, you could at least tell. Can you give me just a
You hear?
picture?
Hey, that's how I was with this coffin. Cause I swear, hey, I thought I was gonna be in the entertainment business. We have our radio show, but I thought I was gonna be with artists all my life. I knew I was gonna be in the entertainment business. I knew that,
right?
But I didn't know the work that I was gonna be doing. And it's crazy because I'm entertaining, making coffee.
There you go. Just another venue.
Coffee was never a part of the plan, man. Never. I never. Coming up, never. 4 years ago, never. This was birthed in 2020 during the pandemic, May of 2020.
And you mentioned something about buying land and doing your own roasting.
Yeah.
So when you start doing your own roasting, that means you have total control over your coffee, correct?
Over the coffee, man. And providing the jobs.
And I forgot about that.
3 billion jobs a year that a coffee factory can bring.
That's a pretty good acreage. Because, when you said that, the first thing that I thought about was a coffee community. Because you remember a long time ago, Sloss had their own little towns and, the houses and all.
Yep.
And I was thinking that since you're providing a place of employment and you have your own building, you could come up with your own coffee community to where everything is related, because you said that you want to grow your own coffee too.
Yep.
So see, you have the fields, which means that you're going to have the farmers or whoever,
the workers working in it. Exactly. Then you have to have the people inside washing, because you have to wash the beans before you roast them. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, like, and a lot of people say, why not a coffee shop? So it's never been to have a brick and mortar. It's always been to have a coffee trailer, not a coffee truck, but a coffee trailer. So we're gonna have different coffee trailers throughout the United States, but we're bringing the coffee shop experience to you. Meaning, like, we have this guy named Will, man. He shout out to Will. He does poetry. Maul, he does poetry. We have different people that come through that entertain in that field of R&B, jazz. If you play an instrument, on that line, to come out and perform at some of the pop-up shops we do. But just say, man, at home, you want to have a coffee party in your living room, our trailer pull up. You pay the flat rate fee, but we provide the drinks, whether you want the frappuccinos, iced coffee, however you want, into that budget that we have as well. Like, some weddings, they don't drink alcohol, but people don't know they have tea and coffee. So it'll be coffee parties at these receptions, bachelorette parties. You got a book club, man. You want to do it in your living room. Guess what? Alicia's Coffee. And then if you don't want the trailer in front of your house, we have a truck. We come and set up in your living room and show you this, provide these for you.
Because you want to do teas.
Tea come in December. Organic coffee coming September. We just started our mango smoothie. You can get that. We just started iced coffee and frappuccinos in January. We just, like I said, we was just doing hot coffee. Not even espressos. We just started espressos this year. Yeah, man, it's been a journey. It's been fun. There's been a lot of sleepless nights. You feel me? But I love it, man, because to see the excitement, man, with the team. Like we just did the World Games, man.
How was that?
It was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like when you saw and read, and it was we read. So that's why I say I love my dog Rock. Okay, we're reading and seeing the news of the things that's happening down in City Walk with the vendors, and so we both like, man, we going for the experience, man. Like, when would this come back around into the United States? We don't know when. So let's go out there and do the work. Let's go get the people. And that's exactly what we did, man. We got the mascots. We came up with we had a paper with the map of the area, like where City Walk was, where everything like the stages, and exactly where we were gonna be by K&J. So it's about connection, bringing the people. You have to go get the people. So, and we got these big signs, and you have one thing, man. I studied Diddy, and he always say, brand yourself. If you put it in their face constantly, they can't deny you. Regardless if they don't like it, they can't deny you because they always see you. So that's what I make. You always gonna see something about Alicia's Coffee regardless, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we got these big signs. Shout out to Shawana Shea, man. She got those printed up. We got the shirts, got the merch. And then so as I'm seeing the different countries coming into the World Games, so I said, let me see what pairs good with coffee. And so my aunt had told me about the scones. She was like, they look like biscuits. Baby, so but they sweet. Good. You know, that biscottos, cookies, and chocolate, you know, pairs good with coffee. So I was like, man, let's get it all. So in our coffee we were adding the Hershey's Kisses and stuff like that so you can taste it. But to see these guys, man, from like Europe and Brazil and Canada, man, drink their espresso because they didn't want the the iced coffee and the frappuccinos. They wanted the espressos and Americanos and the lattes. So they drinking the espresso, man, eating the scone, walking away. And so we had these disposable cups with the logo on it. And they was like, can we keep these? You know, in their language, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, mimic that because I might mess it up. But we was like, heck yeah, you know what I'm saying? Keep it, you know what I'm saying? Don't throw it away. Take a picture, tag us in it. But the experience, man, for them to taste this coffee with nothing in it, no milk, no sugar, no cream, to come back, take pictures with us, say, man, this is some really good coffee. Me and Rock looked at each other. Yeah, the experience, man. And we sold out every day. We were there for 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Rain got us a little bit on that Wednesday, but Thursday was crazy. The mascot even serving the police officers, man. We coming through checkpoint. Shout out to, man, Bill. Bill, he works for the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department, man. Hey, Bill, you know, the vendors who you were supposed to go move your cars, hey, Bill let us stay parked right there by our spot the whole time, man, watching our cars. So shout out to Bill, man, Jefferson County Sheriff's Department, man. He was awesome. Helped us unload our cooler. Shout out to Free because she came out there, man, and helped us a little bit set up. But they were, man, loved us, man, taking pictures, looked out for us. Even the Birmingham Police Department, they tasting, they was like, this y'all coffee? It's like, bro, this us. Man, come, y'all got some more of that coffee? You know, we got you. So, man, just sharing the experience, man, it was lovely.
You can't even.
Nah, and I said, man, I wish I would have did every day, but it was the purpose to do those days. And like I said, with the negative stuff that people were saying, it was like, man, we want to have fun,
right?
And we did. We had a ball, and from that, man, we met this young lady. She works at UAB, and she's hearing our story, and she was like, man, I can't wait for y'all to get that trailer so y'all can come be set up at UAB every day. Right. You know, and it's crazy because the only thing that made me side-eye and was like, man, we got to do better as business owners as well as a community as a whole, letting people know about other establishments, not being afraid of the competition. Right. So a lot of people was like, man, we need black-owned coffee shops. We got some. Why you don't know about them? Because we not sharing it enough. So, man, shout out to Bizarre Wheel. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mo. Yes. Mo Witt, man. Rochelle's Bar, man. Shout out to James A.G., man. Whole lot of drip. You know, we made sure that the people knew about them. Right. Because, like you say, it's about community, right? It's about a connection. You got to tell people we not the only ones out here. It's others.
If you don't have competition,
Exactly.
You're not gonna know
It's
how to achieve what you want.
exactly.
And people have this negative stigma about, well, I can't. Competition brings out the best in you
Exactly.
because as a community, you want everybody to be on your
Mm-hmm.
same level.
Yep.
So I'm going to come for you.
You got to test them, and that's the
That's
thing I
it.
always tell people, man.
That's
Don't
it.
you go down to a person level. You all level up together. You bring them up to your level,
That's
or
it.
you come up to their level, man. Never go back down,
That's
man.
it.
So that's exactly, man. And shout out to them, man. Actually, Will, when we first started, Will let us shoot our first commercial in Bazaar Coffee Shop. So man, it's still connected, man. You gotta let people know about each other as a
That's it.
whole.
And he's always been giving.
Oh yeah, facts.
Always
He
been
gives to
giving.
all the business.
Everybody.
Yep.
Because when I started, what is it? And it's really weird because I started with Roger Cheney's
Mhm.
podcast.
Yeah, shout out to Roger China,
Right?
man. Yeah,
Yes.
he got us on Talk of Alabama back in the day.
So dealing with him in his podcast, we talked about political,
Mm-hmm.
and then he got back into his writing and
Yeah.
movies and all that. So I started. I jumped on listening to Oz, and I
Mm-hmm.
asked him, "How can what can I do?" He said, "Well, I produced it." So he started producing Listen to Oz,
Yeah.
and then from there, Jonathan Crumb was doing
Mm-hmm.
Outlandish Crew,
Yep.
and then that's how I met Ralph.
Yeah,
And
fat.
so when
Yeah.
you see the domino, because everybody, I'm really an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like folks.
I know, man. You just want to go teach, and then you can't find you till the next day. Hey, you go to the events. We look around. Hume's at the house. He come in though. He show love, but he out of
I'm
there.
gone. So that's how I met Ralph.
Yeah.
And I asked Ralph because that's where Jonathan was doing the Outlandish Crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked, would you have a shop spot? He didn't have a spot then. So I said, okay. So then everybody else got busy with Outlandish, and I
Yeah.
was still doing Listen to Oz. And then out of the blue, Ralph calls me the end of January to ask did I want to do a morning show.
Mm-hmm.
I said no.
Yeah.
And so now I'm going into my second year.
Exactly. You said no, but you really said yeah.
yeah.
You said no out your mouth, but everything else was saying it's time to go. It's time to do your thing.
So it wasn't the time,
Exactly.
but now is the time.
It's the time. You going hard with it, man.
And so you have to understand the process.
Exactly.
You have to accept the process.
You have to.
And it's sort of like you claim it, you
Mhm.
believe it, you
Mhm.
live it.
You have to. Amen.
And so
I'm gonna use it.
you got to.
Yeah, I am.
It only
I just want you to
enhances
know I'm gonna use that
everything.
as a caption, okay? I'm gonna use that. I just want you to know.
Because it's the embodiment
Mm-hmm.
of what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
Now, when it comes to the spiritual realm, when it comes to nature
Mm-hmm.
and the interaction between the two, now I was always part of nature anyway because I like to raise plants and all.
Yeah, you sure do.
But
Beautiful yard. Beautiful yard. I be looking.
made folks mad with me over the way. I read the covenant, the rules and regulations before I moved in because I knew what I was going to do.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. That's why I love you, man. Hey, come for me. I'm gonna show you why this is supposed to be like this. Uh-huh.
So before I moved in, I had to find out what I could and couldn't do because if it had anything about you going to tell me what to put in my yard, I ain't moving in.
Exactly.
So my yard was naked. It was a beautiful lawn. I didn't want no grass.
Yeah.
So I started planting. So now I have everybody in their own little way putting up little flowers here.
Yeah.
And
You
now I have
inspire
little
them.
light.
You see how you inspire them?
And then I have these
That
little
energy.
light- Yes.
Yeah.
And so, but it took me to have my Asthenia gravis that put me on my back
Yeah.
to give me another perception of perspective of how when I looked at things.
Exactly.
So now, because during that time, I was given 6 weeks to a year to live.
Oh wow.
And see, I was the
Amen.
second year at state and I was mascot.
Mm.
So, and then my grandma, I had an old-fashioned grandma.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after the doctor told me that I had 6 weeks to a year, I haven't even started my career yet.
Mm.
It technically wiped me out. So we were sitting at the kitchen table, at the breakfast table, and she was saying that he doesn't have the last word.
Exactly.
He can only tell you from his perspective, but he don't control.
Exactly.
She said, now, I want you to go to your room.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to pray. I want you to release everything and you give it to him. You ask for patience. You
Yep.
ask for guidance. You ask for protection. You ask for understanding. You ask.
Mm-hmm.
And after you do all this, we're not going to speak no more of this.
Exactly.
We're not going to speak.
Yep.
We're not even going to talk about this anymore because you're going to be okay.
Yep.
You're going to be okay. And that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I told him, I don't know what I'm going through. All I know is I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that you're going to be there.
Yep.
So with that, changed the whole perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I became a teacher, though my words were not proper and professional,
It was real.
y'all understood
Yeah.
that there was no malice,
Mhm.
there was no maliciousness, there
Exactly.
was no venom in what I was saying. I was frustrated because I couldn't choke y'all
Yeah.
because y'all weren't living up to what I felt you were.
The potential that you already know. Yeah.
So, but I've learned from y'all that if you set the limitations high, the
Mhm.
expectations high, 9 times out of 10, you're not only going to meet those expectations, you're going to exceed
them.
Because
Exactly.
I didn't ask for you. No, we're
Yep.
down here,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to hear this. I can't. No, you don't want.
And when you, like you say, you set the goals, you exceed them. It's crazy because that's what we do when we go out and do pop-up shops, man. We set a goal and we always exceed it because we never go in there thinking about the goal. We just do the work.
That's it.
People are afraid to do the work.
That's it.
And my thing has always been the money's gonna come. Just do the work.
That's it.
Man, look at Alicia's coffee books in the last 2 years and say, how did you do this with the job that you have? I did the work. Rock did the work.
See, because you claimed it.
Exactly.
You believed it.
Yep.
You lived it. Because see, it becomes your embodiment.
Mm-hmm.
Becomes a part of you. Becomes your essence.
Yep.
Because with you creating your own coffee, that says you embedded, you invested. You just didn't want just coffee. You wanted coffee.
I wanted coffee. I wanted y'all to know that some of y'all drinking dirty coffee beans, and these are real coffee beans. But just change the experience, man. It's about, I'm all about taste, even with my food, man. It gotta be. I'm about quality as well. So it's a premium quality coffee, man, but not at that premium cost. But when you taste it, people, I promise you all, man, y'all have to do it like a taste test on different coffees. Man, try these different coffees as espresso, different brands. What I mean, like try the different brands.
Right.
Most of you people, uncles and grandmothers have Maxwell and Folgers. You gotta get past that, okay? You gotta get past it.
Maxwell, Folger, and Sinkers.
You gotta get past it, man. Try some of this, and that's what I'm saying. Not just our coffee. Our coffee is great, but try the different coffees to try the different experiences, especially like the Cuban from different countries, so you can just taste what goes on, man. Right. It's a lot in this coffee, and it makes you think, makes you want to research. Half of the time, man, Humes, you probably drink your coffee, man, reading a book or thinking about something, man, and you don't understand, man, how you gaining that knowledge, but that's what coffee does. But it just, man, try the different coffees. Try it. Yeah. And honestly, to me, before our coffee came, the gas station coffee to me was the best. I get up for a gas station coffee before I brew it at the house. You know what I'm saying? But just try the different coffees, man.
Because what is it? Each culture has its own way of processing the bean.
The bean,
now,
man.
They can be the same bean, but it's the process.
It's the process, but I think I don't know what the term, but I think like the monks have the strongest coffee because how they do their coffee, man, is literally where so we use a grinder. And it's different notches, and it's like the course of the bean. You can how you want your ground to be, but what they do, man, they literally grind their coffee up in this bowl like this, okay, and they seep it with hot water, like you see them pouring, and they stir seeping. They seep it for a minute, and in those old fashioned tea kettles that you have, and then they let it sit on this hot rock for a minute. And they pour it out. That is some strong coffee, man. I'm gonna make you some one day. you probably knock me out and tell me why I gave you this, but that's the strongest coffee, man. Pour over coffee, drip coffee is definitely strong coffee, man. I know y'all think what y'all brewing in the filter, the coffee and the Keurig is really watered down. That's why you can taste the difference when you drinking other coffee.
Right.
But the pour over and the drip are the strongest. Yep.
Because I'm a coffee drinker.
You drink cold brew or you just drink hot?
Hot.
Me too. Okay. Yeah, but our cold brew is the best as well.
Because see, the cold stuff that I've tried was too sweet.
Yeah.
That's why I don't.
And that's what they say it is. It's just that's what cold coffee is. It's basically like sweet, but we do offer like sugar-free options as well.
Okay.
And I can make it where it's not as. That's why I said, man, I'm a connoisseur. And people come to the table, and especially a lot of people that drinks those books, you know what comes before the books.
Thank you.
And they try it, and then they were like, man, this better than them. Yeah, it's a different how the recipe that we came up with to make these drinks. It's the same ingredients that everybody use. It's just knowing how much or what to use, and that's why I say I'm in there with that scale, that funnel. Rock come in and say, hey, so back in the day, you know New Jack City. He said, hey, you in the car, ain't it? Hey, this is a lab, man. I be in there with that apron on, them gloves,
Because it has to do with the grinding and the process of the grinding.
Yep.
So even though it's the same recipe,
Mm-hmm.
you're just adding or subtracting, or you're adding.
Yep.
Whatever.
I'm not gonna tell you what number I put my grinder on to make to get the grind so the water can seep through everything, because you want the water to be on all the grains when you doing whatever. And a lot of people don't know that. They just might have it in the center and be like, why it tastes like this, because it's not all over. So man, I make sure that the numbers at a certain thing, and we just use certain ingredients, man.
So it's your science.
Yeah. And I literally got this little black book, and I got everything wrote down. You know what I'm saying? And then it's crazy, and it's crazy now that I think about it. Nobody has the recipes actually in hand but me. So when we out, and sometimes I have to tell them, "Hey, you forgot to," you know what I'm saying? But it's a science to this thing, man. And people taste it, they'll walk away and come back and be like, "Man, this some good coffee. This good."
The bag that you gave me didn't last long.
Yeah.
Because see, usually I get the what do I get? The
Columbia.
The community coffee.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, and though that's who in the gas station. The community coffee.
Get out.
Yeah.
Because see, that's from New Orleans. That's all we had was community.
Yep.
And so that coffee, I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have this vision of having your own factory and your coffee community, you're bringing a whole different type of substance to the coffee market because it's your coffee.
Yep.
It's your recipe. It's your baby.
And some people don't even know, man. Sometimes, man, I substitute the sugar with honey. You can't even tell. You can tell the difference. It still has that sweet, but it's a different taste, man.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta switch it up and try something different. Sometimes, man, we got the menu, but and they don't really know. Then I say, what you like? Oh, don't even worry about it. I'm finna hook you up. I got it. And they'll try it and be like, oh yeah, this good. I might pick something that we have on the menu. I do my own thing, and then after they tell me it's real good, which I know it's good, I go write it down and say, hey, we're gonna add this to the menu.
Oh, hold up. Wait. Oh.
Sometimes I make them on spot.
You kind of blew my mind there. Because see, you're still like a mixologist.
Yeah, my cousin, her name is Jackie. She's a bartender. That's why I say, man, you got a bartender and barista. I'm a real live barista, man. Like I can't wait till I really get really deep in it. Like next year, I plan on being in some barista competitions, the company and all that, the roasting competitions and all that, man. Bringing some awards home, man. The coffee business is a real business. It's just like the water business. Water, coffee, tea, and alcohol. Though those the most consumed beverage. You think soda would be, but it's not.
No.
It's water number 1, coffee number 2, number 3 is alcohol, tea is number 4.
Because see, if you were having a bridal shower, and I come to you and say, well, can you make a coffee especially for me?
Yeah.
You can come up and tell folks that this is Michelle's coffee because you created it for Michelle.
So man,
so if Eve is over here and she wants to do something similar,
I can do something.
Eva's coffee is not going to be Michelle's coffee
Yeah.
because you created the coffee yourself.
It has it has its own identity. And you can tell the difference like in the base of different coffees and stuff like that, and if you want to add to it, but like it has its own identity. And I like I said, I study people, so I just what you like, stuff like that, and that what helps me identify whether it's the drink or whatever, man. How I make it. Like one guy came up and he was like, it was crazy because, and you got to know how to substitute certain stuff to make it be the same thing.
Right.
So he wanted a espresso with hot coffee and basically like an Americano. But our hot coffee hadn't brewed yet. So what I did was made his espresso extra strong and add hot water to it. And when it mixed it in, it blended out. And he couldn't tell the difference. That's why I was like, hey, watch this. He was like, man, this is so delicious. You just gotta know how to substitute, man, and get around. Like, I really do this, man. I know y'all like at the house and you see them YouTubes and stuff, but this is for real. Like, I'm gonna start filming some of the process and stuff, man. We putting it on our YouTube channel and stuff like that. But yeah, this real.
People don't seem to understand because you make it seem easy.
Yeah.
But they don't understand the complication of the complexity
Yep.
of what you're doing. Because especially with the process, who would have thought that it started as a cherry? The cherry has to dry. Then you come up with this little seed.
I paused that when I was in class reading and all this, and I take it back. I said, God dang, cherry. Who would have thought? And we just cracking up because you don't think this stuff, man.
Right.
And that's how it's like, man, being in the gang, I'm deep in it, baby. I'm deep in this coffee business.
And then there's
I call it trapping out the ounce.
Thank you. And then there's you have different types of grinding of the bean to get a certain. Yep. It's really.
Hey, you gotta just, man, be willing when you want to be deep into it, man. It ain't like you going to these other places and then you see somebody back there making your beverage, man. Nah, man, it's some real life stuff, man. It's fun. That's why, and I love to be in the kitchen anyway because I love cooking, so it's fun too, man. But I stopped cooking a whole lot, man. I gotta get back into it because I be in here experimenting so much with this coffee, but it's making sure you got the right grams or the right weight and stuff like that. Literally, like when I get my when they send us bags of coffee, I put them on the scale to make sure, you know what I'm saying, that hey, these my 16 ounces,
correct.
These my 40 ounces, you know what I'm saying, and it's crazy. Like we started on them with 12-ounce bags. Now we carry the 16 ounce where there's whole beans or ground, and now for wholesale, like shout out to Sam Super Sandwiches and Homewood. They serve right now the Guatemalan blend. So we carry the 40 ounces for any restaurant that wanna, carry it.
Right.
Hey, try it for you buy. I give you a pound, let you try it. I promise you them customers gonna come back for that coffee. You're gonna be like, hey, I need more. Whether you got a little mom and pop convenience store, you want to carry the bottle of iced coffee, man. We manufacture that too, man. In a commercial kitchen,
Cause see, you say that you want to raise your own coffee,
and
since they don't teach Alabama history no more, kids are not finding out that you can isolate Alabama from the rest of the state.
Yep.
And it's self-sufficient. You have everything in Alabama that it takes to maintain the populace.
Why you think a lot of people retire? People don't understand. That's why I say, man, when people be wanting to get away, you don't understand, like, out of all these states, how great this state really is. Until you go deep into it, man. That's why I be like, man, it's crazy. Like, at times, I even thought about leaving. And you just have to change you and what's going on to make the change in the area, man. Like, and you can't always depend on the politicians or the government or all these people, man. You got to be the change you want to see around you and what you want to do. Like I said, man, where I'm from, I want to change that. And it's going to start little by little. I have to be the forefront.
Right.
I had to be the one with the doors closed in my face. I don't want the doors to close in your face. I want you to be able to walk through that door behind me to next person behind you. So, man, it's just about changing, man. And this state offers so much. You just gotta change it, man. You gotta change it. That's why, and I'm gonna change it with this coffee. It's crazy, but I'm gonna do a lot of work with this coffee. Like I say, man, every 3 months we go out and serve the homeless. First experience was last year. We went out, man. We had the care packages, which we have like crackers, socks, and different things like that. And we set up serve hot and cold coffee to them. Back then it was just like the iced coffee. It was like at the end, and they said, man, no, we get a lot of stuff, but nobody ever served us coffee. So I was like, bro, we doing that. So the next time we went out, we served it with Chick-fil-A. We purchased, like, a lot of people, and this one thing too, man. I'm gonna tell the community people something that wants to do something in your community, whether it is the nonprofits or whatever, man. If a business and their motto or vision say they're about the community, you test them to see if they're about the community or they're about the funds. Chick-fil-A's motto in there, they're about the community. They met. I told them you have to, type out everything, right. But they met. I bought half. They donated half. Same thing with Jack's and their thing. They're about the community. We bought half. They donated half. So you test these businesses. Walmart, same thing. If their motto say they're about the community, test them. You about the community, let's see. And that's how you get people off their butt. You test them. Don't just, overlook. You have these different companies coming into the city, taking over, doing certain things and stuff, but are they really giving back to your city? Are they you have to test them and make them do what they say they're gonna do.
Right.
All the way around, man. It from your mayor, whoever, man, but you have to test them. You have to test them.
Why you have to?
Because I know you innocent. But you'll test them. That's why I love you. But yeah.
So your embodiment, your substance, comes from your family, because they gave you everything. They gave you
still
the
today. Yeah, my mom and dad helped me get a generator. But yeah, the knowledge, exactly. But they,
because they've always been community based.
Yep.
They've always been in the community,
always
giving to the community.
Always, man. My mom, type of teacher, man. She'll take children home. They lacking anything, supplies, food. Yeah, she spent her own. That's why I always say, man, it's been a nice journey to share my parents with other kids, especially like some of my friends who don't have mothers or fathers, be able to share them with them and stuff like that. My parents always have an open door policy, that you can come, they're gonna help you. And that's me, I'm the same way, man. It's crazy because sometimes you be like, God, why did you put this on me? Why did I have to be the door that people have to lean on? Or why do I have to be the ear man that have to hear everything and hear everybody's problem? But who the hell gonna hear my problem?
Right.
But it's just your purpose. And once you understand what you're doing and what you're supposed to do, you do it. Like, hey.
People don't seem to understand. If God is giving you a purpose, you can fight all that you want to.
And I did. That's why I tell people, the Naimah, who you all know since 2014, is not the Naimah I used to be.
There you go.
I was hell. And people know.
Really?
See, you wanna know. I was hell. It's human. My mom and dad. That's why it's funny, but I love it to hear my mom and dad say now that they're proud of me versus when they said they didn't know if I was gonna be dead or in jail. That's why I tell you I was here when I was young.
Right.
I was, man. But I changed because not just for me, for my niece and nephew. I don't want them to go through the same things, even though they're gonna go through things.
Right.
But far as certain worries and leaving a legacy, Elmore is a legacy, and that's what I'm leaving. Whether they decide to, once I'm gone, keep this business going or whatever, they'll have a decision on something else that they want to do. Right. Because don't get me wrong, I'm about education. Like I said, my mom was a teacher.
Right.
But I've never pushed the education on anybody. If that's something that you want to do, let's do it. Sure. But for me, that's not for me. I tried it once, 2, 3 times. You feel me? I gained knowledge from it, especially for speech, because it helped me in a lot of stuff that I'm doing now. But it wasn't for me. I'm about entrepreneurship. I'm about ownership. And my family is about that as well. Right. Some people push education. Some people push this. But you can't be afraid. And I've been the one in my family. I ain't afraid, man. Hey, I done took some L's, but I grew from them.
There you
You know
go.
what I'm saying? My mama, just how you just laughed, my mama was laughing the other day. I said, man, mama, I don't really like to talk about this kind of stuff a lot, but I can sell anything. She was like, baby, she was like, I know. I said, listen, I'm for real. I said, man, I can go to the ocean and tell the ocean why the ocean water right there is not as good as the ocean water that I got in this bottle that I'm about to sell to you. Like, look down at your water, it's dirty, but look at this, how clean it is. I can say I can sell water to the ocean. My mama said, baby, you can do anything you want to do. And she laughed just like you did, because I believe it. You know, we've turned non-coffee drinkers into coffee drinkers. They do decaf, but they coffee drinkers. It
Right.
brings it. Our experience just brings a different experience. You just people got to come out, man, to one of the pop up shops or bookers, man, and let me show you why Alicia's coffee is just different. It's different.
And
Ralph said he didn't drink cold coffee. I don't know if you heard on the interview, and he tried the Oreo Frappuccino. Ralph said, "Man, it's good, man." And he said, "I don't even drink cold coffee." Now I'm about to bottle him up a couple of bottles, man, and
There you
deliver
go.
them to him, man. It is.
Because see,
I changed your mindset.
because you have to claim it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's just not meekly okay, but you have when you claim it,
Yeah. And walk in it.
exactly.
You gotta say it with your chest.
That's
You gotta
it.
be confident in it.
That's it.
That's the number one thing for a barista. They tell you that's the first thing when you enter in school. You have to make coffee with confidence.
That's it.
That's all, man.
But see that transcends
Mm-hmm.
when you claim it. You got to claim it.
You got
You
to.
got to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to believe it.
Yep.
You got to live in it. You got to walk your coffee 24/7.
Mm-hmm. For real. Real life, I ain't.
It's coffee.
Yeah.
And it's just like being a chef because with you creating your own brand,
Mm-hmm.
your own coffee,
Yep.
you have to know exactly what this will do to this.
Yep.
And if you put these, are they going to complement each other or are they going to fight each other?
Exactly.
Now, if they fight,
Yeah.
what do I need to add so that way they can merge better? And it's mind blowing.
Yeah, like when you making a frappuccino, and that's why I dance and I look and I'm dancing to take your mind off. You waiting for this coffee, but I have to blend it right because the texture has to be a certain way.
Right.
That's the only way you able to experience this frappuccino a certain way. Even when iced coffee and I dip our spoon utensil in there to stir it, I'm stirring it slow for a reason. So all the sugar, all the almond milk, all the syrup, whatever you want in there gets mixed in this coffee well and it blends, and then I top it off with the ice. That's why I dance and do stuff to take your mind off. I ain't just taking a minute, but it don't take a minute. It seems like when you're waiting for something,
Right.
it seems like it's taking forever, but it's quick. But then you have to think, me being this type of business, a lot of people don't mind waiting in these drive-thrus for their coffee. You know, I ain't gonna talk about these other companies, but that's why you had to change the mindset and the experience. I can run with these guys.
There you
Just
go.
try it. Give me a second. Give me a shot. And if I did it wrong, let me know what I did wrong so I can correct it. We had one when we first started the Frappuccinos, though, Mr. Hume. We righteously messed up 3 of them, you know, and you have to pay attention to your consumers.
Right.
So I noticed they weren't really drinking. I was like, bro, I said, go over there and ask them what's wrong with the beverage. And when they came over and said something, Rock and I was already on it about the texture, and that's what it was. So once I went back in, and I was like, bro, we just need to subtract a little bit of this and add more of this to get that texture that they was just talking about. We did it. Boom. Good Day, Alabama. Caramel macchiatos, Oreo frappuccinos. We there. Whatever.
So you have the psychology down
Yep.
because you're watching.
I'm watching. Yeah, I look at your facial expression, everything, and you know what I'm saying. Like that's why, I just pay attention, man. I'm like I said, I study people, I study everything, man. And it sometimes, man, makes me mad because I don't want to study that hard, but my mind makes me. So I'm looking at you, you know what I'm saying. I just trying to see what you think, and then if I see you tell somebody else and they coming over this way, I know it was a good experience, but. I look at your facial expression for real. Even if you walk away, you over there.
Right.
I know you just left my table.
See.
And I'm looking. Oh, it was good. They straight. They straight. You know, but yeah. It's amazing, man.
So from your family,
Mm-hmm.
to your beginning and to the world's game,
Yeah.
you can see, has that changed your vision on what you want, or has it enhanced or wanting you? Do you have a more of a hunger to make sure?
From the world game.
Yes.
The hunger is hungrier. That's what I'm so hungry, man. I would never get full. Not right now. It made me want to go so hard. That's why it did. It made us step up. In this time, it made us step up and do other things and get involved in more stuff. So like I'm involved in different classes on small business, as far as building your credit and stuff like that. Like man, I had to be up sometime at 7 o'clock in the morning and get on a Zoom call or a Zoom class and learn this stuff, and I be tired. Cause I just got off a job, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if I'm gonna get this job 8 hours, I'm gonna get my company 16. You feel me? Like I might not even go to sleep this day because cause this is the end goal. But it made me say why, people is crazy cause during this time out there, I'm dancing, rock be laughing, I'm on the cool. I'm talking about I be cutting up. And people like, can I record you? And you can see them in the distance recording you and stuff, and you like one thing, and they used to make me say, why the heck are people recording me? After you do research, how many black baristas do you know? So it made me say, I want to start a barista school. It's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta start small. I'm connected to hotels, so I can rent out meeting rooms until I get where I need to go. But teaching barista the proper way of tempering, the proper way of espressos, man. So it made me say that barista school in the future when it was something. Being a barista has been something we thought about, but doing the school and teaching people, no. But now, yes, we gonna do a barista school. Get these kids free, whatever, man. However we gotta do it, but changing the mindset, man. And then you see 2 black baristas now. You might see a couple in Starbucks and stuff, but it's them guys.
Right.
These not us.
Correct.
So we're gonna turn a lot with us, man.
At least
I'm gonna get you to come to barista school. I'm gonna get you a barista certificate, man. Get you an apron.
You want to keep your building because I do not. I took chemistry, and Mrs. Hardy was very prim and proper, and she told us that we are not in art class. Mm-hmm. We do not mix colored liquids together. Now, why did she want to tell me that?
That was my favorite. Social studies and science was my favorite classes in school, man.
I mixed red with the blue liquid.
Just because she said don't do it.
It came out purple. Had a huge plume of smoke. Had 6 fire trucks.
You created a bomb in the school. So you can't come back.
Mrs. Hardy said, get out.
Mm-hmm. The windows probably was closed. You got the smoke in here.
I'm going to do you out. Do not come back to my class. So see, I'm saying that you want your building.
Yeah. No,
I do not need to build your building.
It's okay.
Do mine outside. So that way.
I'll let you handle the easy stuff.
Please,
I'll let you have the ground in the coffin. That's easy. You just mash a button, making sure that it's grounded right.
Thank you.
And putting it in the container.
I can do that.
Ain't gonna put you on the espresso machine.
So what's the future? Where can we find you? Where are you scheduled to be?
All right. So Saturday we are in Coleman. Even if the rain persists, you will see us somewhere and not in Coleman around. So stay connected to all of our social media pages. On Instagram, it's Alicia's Coffee. On Facebook, it's Alicia's Coffee LLC. On TikTok, it's Alicia's Coffee. On YouTube, it's Alicia's Coffee. The new flyer will be dropping in a couple of, next week for August. You can catch us at Lake Wilburn in Hoover on August the 14th. August the 19th, we're back on 4th Avenue North District. If you all don't know, that's where they had most of the civil rights meetings back in the day during the civil rights movement. But we'll be out there with Urban Impact behind the Etheridge Brothers Car Wash.
Yeah.
And then the biggest event for us in August will be August the 20th at East Lake Park. It's this company called Mitchell's Place. I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with them, but they help kids in need, kids with autism and disabilities, and giving their parents knowledge about their children and what's going on with them. So they have it's called a dragon boat race, where they're out there in the lake with these boats, long boats. That's what I said when the lady emailed me. I was like, let me Google this, cause I ain't never heard no boats over there. So literally, yeah, they got these long dragon boats in their own teams, and they're paddling at East Lake Park, and that's the biggest one. It's free. Come out, man. It's for everybody, but that's where we'll be, man. Catch us everywhere. You might see us on the corner of 3rd Avenue North, 3rd Avenue West, wherever, man, set up with the orange tent. Just look for I call us the coffee people in the orange tent. Because we got that orange tent.
I appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, man. You know, hey, we go way back, man. Way back. Big HHS, man. They don't even know, man. The big energy, man. It's crazy, though. That's why when I think I was just getting ready to come on, because I'm new to the Smash Bros Radio myself. I've been here a year. But we was talking about all the shows. And I was like, man, I know him, man. That was my teacher at Huffman. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But I was like, man, I know him, man. But yeah, and then when I was telling my brother, he was like, yeah, man, I know him. So it's just like, man, we go way back. Man. You're a part of the process because, like I said, man, my 9th grade year, I was in Mississippi. And I came back 2nd semester, and I went to Ensign, right? Cause I went to Bush. So when I came back to Ensign, and I was like, man, let me tell you something, man. If y'all don't get me out of this school, I'm gonna fail. Like it's gonna. And so my aunt came and got me, and we were just talking. Cause she's a graduate alumni of Parker High School. I didn't want to go to Parker. I said, hey, I want to go out here. So they got me in Huffman. My mom luckily taught at North Roebuck, so it was kind of good. Right. But she taught at North Roebuck Elementary, but went to Huffman, man. And Huffman, man, changed my life from the teachers, man, to definitely one person though. Like Miss Hughes, you changed my life. But if it wasn't for Sergeant Reeser, man. You know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't even be. He provided me and taught me discipline, and that's why I'm so disciplined now, because of being in ROTC. Sergeant Reeves, I saw him out at a while back, man, probably like 6-7 years ago. He was at Nicky's West, and when I was in there with my aunt, and I saw him, and I couldn't do nothing but hug and cry, because I was like, man, thank you, you feel me? So he shout out to him, man, and Gino was on the show. So when I see him doing stuff, man, I'm proud of him, because man, that man discipline. Yeah, that's why my foundation is so strong, and that's why I'm disciplined. It come from my family. Don't get me wrong,
right.
But he helped like they gave it to me, but he put it together and molded me. So from me joining the ROTC in 9th grade, been too focused.
I love it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey. I still see him now. I'm straight up. You ain't gonna. Hey, he helped me. I'm proud of that, man. Huffman changed my life for the good.
See, we were blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Because during the time of the round building,
the domes,
you had teachers who actually were teachers.
Yes.
Who actually were in their profession.
Mm-hmm.
Who actually understood the kids that they taught.
Like Miss Little. Miss Ashley, you feel me? Like for real, like you know what I'm saying. You not lying, man. You had those teachers that really wanted to see you grow and didn't mind helping you grow, man.
Right.
Shoot, you all even help us on Skip Day, but we ain't gonna talk about that one.
Well,
it's so much love, man.
Yeah.
And I know y'all proud of all the kids y'all see now doing their thing down there, man. It make y'all cry.
And you know what?
Yeah, man. Well, man,
but
yeah.
I'm just, because as a teacher,
mm-hmm.
we take it for granted of the impact that we have
on people, man.
Because when I see what y'all doing,
mm-hmm.
because I knew where you were.
Yep.
I saw where you were. And to see you now,
mm-hmm.
and then to see my kids when I first started teaching in '88 from Lincoln.
Wow.
That didn't have any surrogates
mm-hmm.
who were taught because they didn't know any better. And I don't blame the parent.
Exactly.
I don't
exactly.
because But for me to see a girl that was told that your money's between your legs,
Mm-hmm.
and she's the nurse.
Mm-hmm.
For me to see these scripts, these bloods through the cycle, to see them be entrepreneurs, to see them
Exactly.
be businessmen, to see them to be the epitome of
Mm-hmm.
what a daddy is.
Yeah.
Now, one of them in particular tickles me because you could look at him and he would whoop your ass, and so you didn't mess with him.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that his baby girl was painting his nails,
It,
he said
it,
he was don't start.
but it warmed your heart to
Oh,
see,
made me cry.
cause you didn't know he had that side to
He
him.
said, I said, well, I'm gonna take a picture. He said, don't make me whoop your ass. He said, let me tell you something. This baby right here has changed my life.
Yeah.
This baby has changed me.
Mm-hmm.
But still understand, I'm still that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I said, I
Hey,
understand.
yeah, I'm still one. Hey, that's why I said about Rock. Hey, don't think that just cause he's skinny, he quiet. Hey,
Thank you.
Rock can hit you with a right, left, and you be like, he did that? Yeah.
So see, so
He like my security guard too, but he co-owner, but he my security guard.
So to see you
Yeah.
in your life, it's just something. And then to understand that I was teaching history to history
Mm-hmm.
because of the foundation of the Elmores.
Mm-hmm. You remember Lewis School?
Yes.
I went there. Kindergarten.
Man.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you.
Oh,
Because I know
yeah.
you're just getting off from work.
Yeah, man, but it's all it got to keep going. When I leave here, actually as soon as we get out air, I gotta load up the truck for the event tomorrow. So man, the work never stops, man. I'm always the first person there, first person whatever, and the last to leave, man. I'm the cleanup crew. I'm the setup and the cleanup. Everybody else doing the work, man. That's all. I'm just there. I'm just there to give you this good energy.
I appreciate it. I love you.
I love you too, man, for life.
Don't forget, you had triple. Oh, you got an award. Please tell them about the the award.
Hey, yeah, for sure, man. Hey, and it was crazy because like Cut, Ralph, Coco Japan, man, they texting. They was like, man, we won an award because I gotta go to work, so I wasn't able to go to the show. And I'm like, what? We won for what? And then so man, we won for the internet radio show of the year, man. Triple Thread show, man. Every Friday, we'll be back next Friday, August the 5th, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. But we won internet radio station of the year, man. Rock Reels, Coco Japan, Amber G, and myself, man. Teamwork. You know what I'm saying, man? That shout out to Ralph, because when Ralph hit me, just like he hit you, he was like, man, you want to do radio? I'm like, I ain't never thought about radio. Like, I like to be on the other side of the interview or get my artist in or something like that. But, man, Shawana, hearing her story about running the boards and the stuff she wanted to do made me come in and gain knowledge. So, man, I hit Ralph up from time to time when I'm in here. He walking me through Rock, Shawana, man, Amber G. So, once I learned that board, I got addicted. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I'm like, so then, man, they got me still in the entertainment, man. Well, now I'm helping artists get that music to a platform that other people can hear. So, man, it's like still doing the management work, but on this side, on radio. So, hey, I'm a radio host now.
Look up.
For sure, man. Yeah, it's Triple Thread show.
It's not Alicia. It's
Alicia.
Alicia.
Yes. It's ALICIA, man. Alicia'sCoffee.com.
Y'all have a good week, good weekend. Be safe, be careful, know your value, know your worth. And most importantly, know that I love you more than I love my luggage. I'll see y'all Monday. Y'all take care. The live stream on the show. On the show. The live stream. On the show. The live stream. The live stream on the show.